What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. In today's video, we're going to be going over everything that happened in the market today and the most important news you have to watch out for the market for tomorrow. We have a lot of important news with Netflix, MJ stocks, Peloton, Apple, and Tesla. We have a lot of pretty significant events going on in the market right now. So make sure to stick around to the end of the video. And we also have a $5.4 million options trade that expires this Friday that we're going to be going over at the end of the video. If you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe. We post brand new videos every single day. But let's get right into today's video.
Yeah, for sure. And tomorrow it's going to be 420, guys, and we all know what that means. So watch out for CGC, Tilray, APHA, MJ, all these stocks. They might be runners tomorrow. We can see that today they actually ran right whenever the market opened, initially up quite a bit, and then ended up tanking off. We can see CGC here hit 28.60 and then tanked all the way back off to 27.20. And if we go out to TLRY, we can see they went up to 18.40 and then pulled all the way back down to 17. So there was definitely some volatility out of these marijuana stocks, and they did hold support today. So I think that going into 420 tomorrow, we might see some of these stocks go up, as well as things like Dogecoin. And just with everybody pegging 420 is like the official meme day, we might really see some of these marijuana stocks or Dogecoin and just a whole lot of sectors have some volatility tomorrow with it being 420. And I just think that it's going to make a lot of people rush into these marijuana stocks. And if we see an initial jump early on, definitely watch out on Wall Street Bets and in your forums and stuff like that, because I think you're definitely going to see some chatter. And if you see that chatter, then definitely watch out, because there might be some big movement coming.
True that. I think the best way to approach this interesting catalyst is maybe if we see MJ stocks starting to run up in the middle or close to market open. I think the best way to go would be maybe like a quick day trade or something like that. But it's definitely an interesting catalyst. But on a more serious note, there was actually a very unfortunate fatal car crash that involved Tesla. So it's really just a sad story. Two people died, and it seems like there was no driver behind this Tesla. So Tom, I'll let you fill us in on the news.
Yeah, apparently two men died in a crash on Saturday night, and apparently nobody was behind the wheel, according to multiple press interviews with the police. And this is reported by CNBC, but Tesla's facing another NHTSA investigation after the fatal crash. And that's just a bad thing to see. Two people obviously passing away just because nobody was driving the Tesla. That's obviously a pretty big deal and pretty bad for Tesla. I know a lot of people are scared to get that to get that feature on the car where the car drives itself, and that's obviously the reason. And we can see Tesla, they were doing pretty well last week, hitting 780. They were kind of consolidating, but that news really made them tank this morning. They opened around 738 and just fell all the way off, all the way back down to below 700, down like to 694, 695. But then they pulled back a little bit at the end of the day. But overall, it's just bad news for Tesla. And this is the type of thing that with Tesla's autopilot, it's going to cause these catalysts. And unfortunately, the more of these cars that go out there, the more of these types of crashes that we're going to see. And just be prepared if you're holding Tesla to kind of go through these types of little swings every once in a while.
See, the thing is like the autopilot can't even engage unless there's like a driver behind the wheel that's paying attention to the road. So I don't think it has been confirmed yet whether it was a mechanical failure or something else, but I know for sure that the autopilot can't even turn on unless there's someone like behind the wheel, definitely concentrating on the road. So either way, it's just a really unfortunate event, but we don't it hasn't been confirmed whether it was a mechanical failure on Tesla's end or what the situation was. So either way, it's definitely a sad catalyst, and Tesla was down around 3.5% today.
Yeah, and definitely go on YouTube and look up some of the autopilot stuff, because there's some stuff where like autopilot can't see around corners and there might be a car right around the corner. And obviously that's not like what happened here, but there's just some weird things. And like Mike said, you're supposed to have hands like on the wheel, and if you take them off for too long, the Tesla is supposed to shut itself down. So there could be something that went wrong, and we'll just have to see what happens with all the information that's going to come out.
Yeah, and then what's going on with Netflix? I saw some pretty interesting news with them today.
Yeah, they actually have earnings tomorrow after close, which is going to be very interesting. But CNBC put out a very good article about Netflix, and it shows that Netflix shares have really outpaced the legacy media competitors since November 12th of 2019, whenever Disney actually launched Disney Plus. And a lot of people were kind of expecting Disney to really take over the market here. But as we can see, I'm going to pull up a little chart right now on CNBC. We can see that Netflix's shares since Disney Plus launched are up 87% since November 12th of 2020, while Disney's only up 35%. AMC's up 30%, and we can see the others. And AT&T down here, who owns HBO, is down 24%. But I think that's based more off of their telephones rather than HBO. But nonetheless, though, Netflix is really outperforming Disney since Disney Plus came out. And I don't know about you, Mike, but I personally thought that Disney was going to kind of outperform Netflix. But it's pretty interesting to see that Netflix is kind of holding their own and really outpacing the overall sector here. And it's just a good thing for Disney overall. I think that we're going to see a good thing with their earnings. And if we see good numbers, they could easily pop back up to all-time highs around 593 and possibly even touch 600.
For sure. Was there any other major news for tomorrow?
We're still in earnings season, and we have a lot of earnings tomorrow before open. We have Johnson & Johnson, which has had some of that vaccine news lately, and we also have PG before open, Abbott, Lockheed Martin, which is one of my favorites right there, and then Harley Davidson, which is HOG, Philip Morris. Then we have Netflix tomorrow as well, so definitely watch out. It's going to be a pretty big day.
All right, well, let's get right into our momentum plays and then our member of the day. So today's member of the day is Craig A. Huge shout out to Craig. He's always leaving great comments on the videos, always asking great questions. So huge shout out to you. Thanks for leaving comments. They really help us grow our channel. But now let's get right into the momentum plays for tomorrow. And with the first one, we have Penn.
Yep, with Penn, go ahead and make them fall below 92.50 to the downside. And a lot of these stocks like Penn and DraftKings have been really getting hurt lately, so definitely watch out for this one to keep moving down.
All right, with the next one, we have MO.
Yeah, with MO, go ahead and watch them to go ahead and fall below $48.27. And they have some big news right now where Biden's actually looking to limit the amount of nicotine in cigarettes, and it's just increasing regulations on cigarette companies. So just watch out for more negative news with Altria tomorrow.
All right, and then with the last one, we have AMAT.
Yep, AMAT, watch for them to fall below 128.70.
Sounds good. So we're eyeing all of these stocks for potential day trades tomorrow, only if they break below the levels Tom listed. But now let's get right into the $5.4 million trade for this Friday. We are looking at the Snap SNAP $55.50 strike puts that expire this Friday, April 23rd. Looking at Snapchat, they are looking kind of bearish. The only thing that worries me a little bit is, one, they have earnings soon, but then two, these options are about $5 out of the money, which it's not that good of a sign considering that they're weekly options and they're pretty far out of the money. So I would have to say, like, I'm leaning a little bit towards they're buying the puts, but it looks like a pretty risky setup though.
Yeah, it definitely does. I personally would probably lean that they're going to be shorting these puts just given how far out of the money they are. But definitely, you're right, Mike. A lot of these tech stocks have been going down. This could easily keep going down. So I would just treat it like as momentum play. It actually has a pretty good level here around $58. So if it falls below 58 tomorrow, maybe they're longing those puts. And if it doesn't, then maybe they shorted them. But we'll just have to see how that goes. Or they might end up even taking a loss on it. Who knows? Because with earnings, anything can happen heading into that.
For sure. And if you guys want to trade with Tom and I every single day, daily day trades, swing trades, and access to our bots, click the first link in the description down below. We're doing about a $40 off sale. We had an amazing trade with Pfizer over the past 2 days. It was around like just under a 50% winner in the past 2 days. Of course, we don't win every trade. No one does. But, the combination of the day trades, the swing trades, and all of the plays our bots call out, things have been going very well lately. So consider joining. If you guys like it, you can subscribe for a month, and if you don't, it's only a 1 month subscription. You can cancel at any time. And like I said, we are doing a $40 off sale. The link will be it'll be the first link in the description down below. But let's get right into our question. So with the first question, we have Piper saying, thanks guys, what are your thoughts on UPS for the short term? So if we take a look at UPS, they're actually right around highs, but they're starting to pull back just a little bit. I can see them pulling back more. It looks like historically when it broke highs, it would run up for a little bit and then it'll pull back for like a week or so. So that's the pattern it looks like it's in right now. Do you see anything on this one, Tom? Any levels or anything?
Yeah, they have earnings coming up on the 27th. It is pulling back right now. I think if they pull back, definitely watch for 175 on the way down. If they can break below that, I think it'll be a pretty big play to the downside. But I'm with you, Mike. It's been running up so much that I think that we could see a pretty big drop here over the next couple of days. But we do have earnings coming up on the 27th as well.
All right, with the next question, we have Matt saying Apple event on 420 and earnings are coming up soon. Back to back catalyst. So you're definitely right about that. Apple was up around 0.5% today. So honestly, it didn't really do anything. They had an amazing week last week and the week before that. It looks like they're starting to consolidate a little bit, and they did finish up while the market finished down. So that is good to see. Tom, do you have any like levels on this one? Like I know their event tomorrow has to like a lot to do with their software and like their iPads, but like what are your thoughts heading into tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm actually really watching the 135.50 level. It's actually around the high of today and the highs of pre-market a few days ago as well. It's just like the top of the little range that Apple's been in. I'm really watching for it to possibly hit 138, which is if we go to the daily chart, we can see that 138, it's posted up on that about 3 or 4 times in the past. So definitely watch out for $138 to the upside on Apple over the next couple of days heading into earnings. And I personally think that Apple just looks like it's in a pretty bullish setup here. I couldn't see it really falling down and hitting like 128. I mean, I don't know, Mike. What do you think about it? Do you think it looks like it's just in a kind of like a bullish setup here? It's starting to break out a little bit. I don't know.
I mean, I'm more neutral on it than anything, especially heading into their events and then earnings too, and then the market's coming down a little bit too. So I'm just pretty neutral on them. If they really start to break out or break down, I would definitely day trade them. But, just with everything going on with their event coming up tomorrow, earnings coming up, and then just the way the market is, and especially tech stocks, I'm just going to stay neutral. But like I said, if they do break out, I would definitely day trade them.
Yeah, definitely. And one big thing is it might move in pre-market tomorrow with that event too. So definitely be prepared. It might be hard to day trade if it goes up too much in pre-market.
True that. With the next question, we have Kay asking about Microsoft and Apple and if they're going up. So we just covered Apple, but Microsoft, honestly, Tom, I'm kind of looking for this one to pull back. I like it for call credit spreads. You can get some pretty nice premiums on them. We can see implied volatility is shooting up a little bit, which means investors are, they're expecting a larger move or just a big move pretty soon. So I'm going to lean more towards a pullback on this one.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I'm with you. Microsoft is one of those stocks right now that's at all-time highs. 261.48 is what it says on the daily chart. We'll have to see. Let's go intraday and see. So yeah, 261.48 is the all-time high it posted this morning and pulled back very hard. But on Apple's chart, Apple kind of lagged behind and they're not even at all-time highs yet. So Microsoft, I think you're right. I think it could definitely see a pullback over the next couple of days, especially heading into earnings. And with the overall market, we saw SPY really pull down today as well. So if that happens, then obviously Microsoft will probably follow suit.
Sounds good. With the next question, we have Jason saying, I know you don't like penny stocks, but I'm invested in IMTL. Any thoughts? And thanks for the great videos I watch every day. Well, thank you for that. So looking at IMTL, this stock is actually below 1 penny. So it's definitely, it's a sub penny stock, you can say. It's extremely risky. Sometimes plays like this might 10x or 20x in value over a month, and a lot of times they end up just kind of like fading back down. So it's extremely risky. What I do like though is it's starting to pull back a little now. So if you did want to get in it, it's not a horrible time, and they do have an uptrend overall. So that's good, but it's super risky.
Yeah, it's so risky. I'm more neutral on it. If you were telling me on March 17th about it, I would probably be more bullish. But right now, it just looks like it's in that phase where it's starting to pull back. So I would be pretty careful if it does start to pop. I mean, watch for it to break 0.01, I'll just say, and then 0.12.
With the next question, we have Rich saying, is Mara a good buy around $35? Are you still thinking there's a good chance it'll dip under 30? So let's take a look at MARA. I know everyone loves this stock. It's been exploding over the past year, and it is extremely, extremely volatile, which is both good and bad. Looking at 35, we're 55 cents away, 35 right now. So I really wouldn't be surprised if we fall below it again. 30 is a pretty big support, and if we fall down to like 30 or maybe like $28, I will definitely be selling cash secured puts on it. So it'll definitely be on my radar if it does fall. But like a lot of this stock's movement is heavily dictated by Bitcoin's movement.
Yeah, definitely. And even in the past, whenever Bitcoin has fallen, we've seen Mara do reverse splits and stuff in the past. So definitely watch out because there could be some pretty volatile stuff going on with MARA. But hopefully, if Bitcoin can hold, MARA might be a pretty good dip buy right now, especially with 420 coming up tomorrow and Doge possibly going up. It could be great for crypto overall. So we'll just have to see what goes on. But like you said, we're so bearish on it right now that I just think it's a pretty bad sign. And we've seen Bitcoin go from 65,000 down to 55,000, and that's really the main reason why they're going down.
With the next question, we have William saying, thanks for your videos. They help daily. Wondering what your thoughts are for tsla, aka Tesla, with their earnings being moved from 428 to 426. Do you believe that's a bullish sign? So I don't really think this is like a super bullish sign. I don't think the date of their earnings is going to have a huge impact either way. Looking at Tesla right now, they did fall below 700 today, but it was great how they held that level and they closed above 714. So that is awesome to see. They do have earnings coming up, and Tom, we all know how crazy Tesla earnings can get. Of course, they are extremely volatile, but also extremely risky. But talking more about like price action, like what do you think about it closing above 700? Like, do you have any major like resistance levels or support levels or anything you're watching?
Yeah, if for an intraday level, I'm really going to be watching the 720 level tomorrow. I think that's going to be big. If we can break 720, I think we could see a pretty easy run up to the 740. So if you're day trading and you know what you're doing, that could be a pretty solid day trade. I really like the range it's in right now between 700 and 780, which I think I talked about yesterday quite a bit. But that range right there is awesome, and anywhere between is great. And we just hit the bottom leg of that range. So definitely watch for it to break above 720 to possibly hit 740, which was the high in pre-market today.
Sounds great. Well, do you have any last minute stocks, options, or anything you're watching for tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm actually just going to be watching the SPY and the VXX. I mean, man, the SPY was on a big run. It just seemed like every day the SPY was going higher and higher and higher. But today, the SPY actually met its maker and ended up going down. And we can see the purple 100 SMA right here that SPY has really been, for the most part, just flying above for the past few weeks, and we finally had a pretty bad open and it just fell straight down. So definitely watch out for the SPY tomorrow. We have all the hype with the cryptos with Doge and BTC, so definitely watch out for Mara and Riot as well. I think those are going to be some pretty volatile stocks.
Sounds great. And like I said earlier, if you guys want to trade with Tom and I every single day, day trades, swing trades, and access to our bots, you can click the first link in the description down below for about $40 off. We are doing a quick sale. And also, like we had a nice trade on Pfizer lately, about a 50% return in a couple days. The bots have been on fire, so consider joining. It's just a monthly subscription. And if you don't like it, you can cancel at any time. And like I said, we are doing that sale right now. And then also, don't forget to subscribe to the new live trading channel. So Tom and I did our first live stream today. It was a pretty great stream. Thank you all for showing up. We really appreciate it. That link will also be in the description down below. We'll be live streaming around like 5 to 10 minutes before open, and we streamed for about an hour today. So thank you guys so much for showing up to the live stream and watching today's video. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments down below. But other than that, thanks for watching.